In Manila, where neon lights shimmer across rain-slick streets and laughter spills from bars into the humid night, there lived a man named Aaron. He was young, impossibly handsome, with a smile that drew strangers near and eyes that made them linger. By night, he worked as a bartender in an upscale lounge. His hands graceful as they mixed drinks, his charm making patrons trust him with secrets after whiskey dulled their tongues. Women fawn around and try to seduce him, but beneath that smooth facade, Aaron carried a secret darker than the city's deepest alleyways. His grandmother had been an Aswang, and on her deathbed, her voice rasping, her eyes clouded, she clutched Aaron's wrist and whispered, "The hunger is yours now. You cannot escape it." And so the curse passed to him. Aaron's stomach burned with a fire no food could quench. The scent of blood, the sound of a heartbeat, the aura of the sick, all of it drew him like a moth to flame. He remembered his first feeding. A boy no older than 16, fevered and sweating in a nipa hut. Aaron crept in under the cover of night, his lips trembling, body racked with pain. When the fire in his veins was too much, he pressed his mouth to the boy's chest and drank. He could still hear the mother's scream, the clatter of a pot spilling water, the way he fled into the dark with blood on his lips. There were others, men on the brink of death, women weakened after childbirth. Each time his body rejoiced, and each time his soul rotted. To resist becoming a monster entirely, Aaron clung to a fragile dream. "If I can become a doctor," he told himself, "I will never need to kill again. There will always be blood, always organs, an endless supply. No one would have to die by my hand." And so he worked, night after night, saving money, waiting for the day he could step into the light. One evening, as rain traced silver lines down the bar's windows, an old man entered. His name was Beta. He looked fragile, stepped slow, eyes tired. His body sagged with the weight of years and illness. But each night he returned, always at the same stool, always asking for the same glass. Aaron spoke with him often. Beta's words carried sorrow. His heart was failing, though no doctor could tell him why. Aaron felt the hunger gnaw whenever Beta was near. The sick and the dying, they were the sweetest delicacy to an Aswang. And on one moonless night, when the hunger grew unbearable, Aaron made his choice. He would take Beta. At 2 a.m, Aaron walked to Beta's home. The air smelled of smoke and incense. The house stood at the end of a dark lane, its windows glowing faintly. Aaron stepped forward, each movement quiet, predatory, but when he crossed the threshold, he froze. Jars lined the shelves, glass jars filled with golden coconut oil. At first, they sat still, but as Aaron entered, the surfaces trembled. Tiny bubbles appeared, and then the jars rattled violently, the oil inside boiling as though on fire. Aaron's stomach dropped. His grandmother had warned him. When the oil boils, a hunter is near. And then he saw him, Beta, standing in the center of the room, his body frail, ribs showing through skin, shoulders bent, but his eyes burned with fire. The talismans painted on the walls pulsed with light. The jars of oil rattled louder, bursting in a frantic chorus. "I have been waiting for you," Beta said. Aaron bared his teeth. "You're a dying man." A faint smile touched Beta's lips. "Dying, yes, but before this body betrayed me, I was a healer, and I was the scourge of your kind. 80 Aswang fell to my hands. Tonight, one more stands before me." Aaron lunged, his body blurred with inhuman speed. But Beta raised a trembling hand, tracing a symbol in the air. The air cracked. Pain ripped through Aaron. His claws recoiled as if they had struck iron. He howled, staggering back. Beta chanted. The candles grew taller, flames twisting into guardians of light. The walls shook. Aaron's curse unraveled inside him, tearing at his veins. He attacked again and again. But each time Beta countered, with a charm with a whispered prayer, nothing but the fire of his will. Finally, Aaron fell to his knees. "I never wanted this," he sobbed. "I wanted to heal. I wanted to live." Beta looked down, and in his eyes, Aaron saw not hatred, but pity. "You are not evil," Beta said. "You are cursed, and curses can be broken, but at a price." Beta knelt, his body shaking, breath shallow. He began to chant a spell so old, so forbidden, even healers feared to speak it. The talismans flared. The jars of oil boiled over, spilling golden fire across the shelves. The candles roared to the ceiling. Aaron's body convulsed. The curse screamed inside him. His stomach clenched. His throat burned. Until at last, it was gone. He collapsed to the floor, free. But Beta fell too, his chest still. His final strength burned away. Aaron crawled to him, weeping. Why? Why would you save me? Beta's lips moved once more, a whisper of smoke. Because even monsters deserve a chance to heal. And then he was gone. Aaron wept until dawn crept through the windows. He never returned to the bar. He sold his fine clothes, left behind the neon lights, and vanished from Manila's glittering streets. Months later, in a quiet province, villagers spoke of a young herbalist. His remedies soothed the sick. His hands brought comfort to the suffering. He was gentle, humble, kind. But on some nights, when the moon was full, villagers swore they saw tears in his eyes. Tears for the healer who gave his life, so that the cursed bartender of Manila could be free. And so, the predator became the healer.